Hey, everybody. Welcome to yet another edition of everybody's favorite fucking show, Flash Fried. Okay. We got a lot of stories today, so let's just jump right into this shit. Just jump right into
I'm having a cup of
jump right into the shit.
I'm having a cup of hot piss.
We have to just unceremoniously jump into the shit heap right away.
Just jump right into it. Fuck it. We don't need no banter. We don't need no bullshit. Just jump right into the shit heap. Paul's drinking his piss. We're already a little late because my fucking stupid bank is a fucking retard, but whatever.
Your bank loves you, TJ. They love you.
I need to fucking work on this R slur shit since that's no longer acceptable. Can't call nothing retarded anymore.
Your F slur shit, too.
Yeah.
F slur. Every slur under the
slur,
sun. TJ, don't you ever use the word
F
retarded.
slur,
TJ.
R
Using
slur,
the word
blah,
retarded
blah, blah.
is not acceptable anymore. It's not acceptable.
I know.
Do not use the word retarded, TJ. Do you hear me?
I won't.
Never use the word retarded ever again in my presence. Do you understand me, TJ?
I understand, Scotty. I understand.
All right.
It's a shame, too. It's a shame. It's an especial shame that I can't use it in your presence in particular, Scotty.
I know, right? Because I am retarded, in fact. Which is why it's okay for me to say it. People go, well, you're saying it. I'm like, well, I'm actually retarded. So, I take issue with that.
All right. So
dude, check it out. Check out what I can do with my beard now, TJ.
Oh.
It's getting there. Like, I want to put beads in it now.
That's cool.
I want to put like beads in it.
Get you some monogram.
You should do the what was that dude, that fucking wrestler that used to put all kinds of crazy shit in his beard? What was his name?
Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah. And he played Mario in the fucking Super Mario Brothers Super Show and shit.
Anyway,
love that
show, dude.
So this is from the Smoking Gun. Police. Brutal Yelp reviews prompted attack. I love how the attack is not brutal, but the Yelp reviews are. You know what I mean?
That's a strange way of wording it.
This must have been some hell of a Yelp review to get physical into a physical altercation with somebody.
Well, here's the reviews right here. I'll read them before I even read the story. I wouldn't call this barbecue. Hell, I wouldn't feed it to my dog. Maybe the owner should spend less time threatening customers and more time learning to cook properly. And then under a different name. Worst customer service in Florida. Not a great idea to threaten your customers due to you serving garbage barbecue.
Damn.
Apparently,
those are pretty brutal.
Apparently, this guy, this owner, does more than threaten, though. He'll come to your house and beat your fucking ass. So incensed over a pair of
the owner, man. He fucking he ain't gonna take it lying down.
No, he follows through with his threats. Incensed by a pair of scathing reviews on Yelp, the owner of a Florida barbecue joint last night allegedly physically attacked his suspected online critic, according to cops who arrested the restaurateur. Investigators charged that Daniel Aarons, 60, jumped atop the male victim and struck him several times while outside a residence in Largo, a city in the Tampa Bay area. Aarons, seen at right, was arrested for battery and booked into the county jail. He was released from custody early this morning after posting $500 bond on a misdemeanor charge. According to an arrest affidavit,
misdemeanor battery.
Yeah. The confrontation Tuesday evening began when the victim, whose name has been redacted by police, arrived at the Largo home. The victim is apparently the son of Aarons' girlfriend. Oh, shit. So these guys actually know each other. The victim, cops reported, sought to speak with his mother about threatening communications sent to him by Aarons. In addition to texts, Aarons allegedly called the man several times in regard to wanting to beat his ass about a restaurant review. So there's some these two know each other outside of this restaurant shit, but this dude just like, fuck him, I don't like him. I'm gonna fucking trash his restaurant on Yelp.
Yeah, it sounds like he hates him. So he's like, I'm going to go write some bad Yelp reviews. And that does affect people's business. So this guy's like, fuck this dude. He's fucked with my goddamn money now.
So here's if you guys want to go support this barbecue joint, is called Georgia Boys Barbecue, I guess. It's just right there. You can go and...
What's the Yelp of it? Is it actually, is it positively reviewed beyond that?
I did not think to check into that.
You should.
Yeah, I want to see, like, is it just like... are there a couple garbage reviews, or is it like mediocre? Or is it
I'm looking right. I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm going to Yelp right now. What's the name of this fucking joint?
Georgia Boys BBQ. TJ's doing right now. Let's see.
I'm doing it.
Is he? Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, we found it.
Here it is. It's Florida. I think this is it.
Looks like it.
Let's see. This is in Florida, right? Yeah. I'm assuming that there's probably only one Georgia Boys fucking barbecue in Florida.
About 3.5.
3.5 stars, 29
Well,
reviews.
let's get down and see the reviews.
Okay. Let's see if we can find those.
Yeah, that's definitely the joint. You can see the big field.
Yeah, so you got an elite person saying it's actually pretty good.
Worst customer service in Florida. Not a great idea to threaten your customers due to your serving garbage. Yep, this is it. Here's the two negatives.
Dude. Well, I'll say the first 3 looked suspect, dude.
Yeah.
I recommend you go to BBQ place and Safety Harbor down the road. Okay, the first 3 are just garbage.
I mean,
these other ones seem more legit.
All right, so here they are in order of like shit.
Right.
So I mean, the most reviews are mostly positive, but there's some, there's like obviously it's being taken down a lot by those like few 1-star reviews, some of which seem suspect.
I mean, it seems like the locals kind of like it, and it seems like a lot of people like they're out of state. Besides, obviously that dipshit that fucking decided to.
I'm from South Carolina, so my standards for barbecue may be a little high, but I absolutely couldn't eat it. First sign of a bad deal was when he went in the fridge and got the coleslaw from a container that was purchased from Walmart. I should have left then, but I decided to be hospitable. Hospitable, fuck you. The piece of brisket I tasted was cold and hardly seasoned, so I trashed the entire box, thinking if I eat this and get sick, it's my own fault. I'm a little disappointed that this little hole in the wall didn't live up to the hole in the wall reputation.
Okay. Thanks, Shakespeare.
Listen here, boy. I'm from South Carolina now, and maybe this is what passes for barbecue down here in Florida, but in South Carolina, we got a little something called standards, boy.
Like 18 different states claim to be like the barbecue capital of the U.S. We got the best barbecue. We know real barbecue. What are you talking about? North and South Carolina have barbecue on lockdown. No, it's got to be Tennessee.
Tennessee barbecue is the true barbecue.
Memphis barbecue, boy. We practically invented the fucking art of barbecue.
Meanwhile, the best barbecue is actually in Rhode Island. Who knew?
Who knew?
But, yeah. So this place, if you want to go fucking get served food by a psycho that beats the shit out of people, here you go. Free promotion.
Yeah.
Georgia
Boys
Barbecue in fucking St. Petersburg Drive in
and they're open now.
Florida. Yeah, of course they open now.
Georgia Boys BBQ.
Let's take a look at this fucking shit. That looks all right.
It's okay.
Yeah,
is there like a gallery? It's just like a bunch of one photos.
Yeah, there ain't too much about it.
See, I don't necessarily want to see this bitch that's fucking preparing the food. You know what I mean?
Nah.
I better be careful. That might be his wife. He might come beat my ass.
He's gonna. As soon as he gets out of jail for beating this other dude's ass.
He's like, all right. I mean, they said he's already released on $500 bond, so he's coming.
He's probably on the way now.
Hey, dude, I didn't say nothing about his barbecue. He wants to come kick my ass. He's certainly welcome to try.
Oh, Scotty's going.
I don't know if
dude, I'm internet tough guy, dude. Come on. He's 60. I got him.
Yeah.
I don't know if this place is good or not, but I do always enjoy when mouthy online people talk a bunch of shit and then get like somebody shows up and asks them to keep talking the shit. Like that's like a personal favorite thing of mine. So yeah, I'm in this guy's side.
That's not a great thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, you're a professional internet shit talker. You shouldn't like that.
Scott, Paul, what do you think here? You beat this guy's ass? Yeah, I'll beat his ass anytime, anywhere. It's me, Paul. Damn. All right. Well, Paul's challenging him to a fight, guys.
We're professional internet shit talkers, so I gotta take the side of not doing that personally.
Yeah. Probably a bad idea.
What's that sign say? Facebook in Oldsmarl or whatever the fuck. Thanks for whatever. I don't care. So yeah.
I mean, look, it looks fine. I mean, it doesn't look like the best barbecue you're ever gonna fucking have, but does it look like shit? No.
They got pot brownies there. That's cool. They got the Blues Brothers up on the wall.
I love this place.
All right, that looks pretty good.
I mean, it doesn't look bad.
It just kind of looks standard. That macaroni looks dry.
It doesn't look like great. It doesn't look horrible. Kind of
looks
like
rice pilaf, not macaroni.
Oh, this.
Now, I'll tell you what. I know some barbecue places right here in Louisiana blowing this motherfucker out of water, boy.
Oh, is it macaroni?
That's macaroni.
I guess it is macaroni. Yeah, it does look dry.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, the more I look at the food here, I don't know.
All right.
Maybe
the ribs look good.
Maybe Sean Hart was on to something.
That's like what, some potato salad? It looks all right.
Yeah, it looks tated.
I wouldn't even bother taking a picture of that. But the beans look like they got a little bit too much juice in them.
I mean, there's some country style
cornbread.
Right,
cornbread. This dude looks legit. That dude looks like
I see this dude. I feel like
that looks like a guy that should be working at this barbecue joint.
Is he the dude that showed up and whooped somebody's ass?
No, the dude that showed up and whooped someone's ass was a white dude. So,
oh, okay.
This dude's the guy that fucking pulls you out back and like, you gotta shine to you.
You see, wait a minute.
Some people shine.
Now?
What's that?
Awesome, dude. He's gonna tell me I got the shine.
Yeah.
Give me an ice cream sundae.
Yeah.
Would you like some chocolate ice cream? Would that make you feel better?
It's like, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it sure would. All right.
I mean, yeah, it would. Fuck.
Mad Max spinoff cast Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Hemsworth, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II.
So Anya Taylor-Joy is the lead in The Witch.
The Witch.
And I guess they're recasting Furiosa, which I don't know that I like.
And they didn't write Chris Hemsworth. They wrote Christ Hemsworth.
They did.
Where?
Whoa! I didn't know.
It says Chris here.
I knew he was Thor, dude. I didn't know he was Jesus too.
Where is he? Christ.
Look at it. Look at the top.
I'm looking at the top. It says Chris right here.
No, the one beneath it.
Okay.
Christ Hemsworth.
Oh shit! You're right.
Here it is.
It's not Chris Hemsworth, ladies and gentlemen. It's Christ Hemsworth.
Christ Hemsworth.
There he is.
We have his pinky though, so he might have issue with us.
Oh shit. Anya Taylor-Joy is cast as young Furiosa in the Mad Max spin-off movie. The character of Furiosa first appeared in 2015's Mad Max Fury Road, portrayed by Charlize Theron. Thanks to Theron's memorable performance, Furiosa became an instant audience favorite, with many considering her to be the real star of Fury Road. I mean, yeah. Due to her popularity, there's been talk of a Furiosa solo film for the past handful of years, with the project finally starting to gain some traction back in May. Mad Max director George Miller confirmed a Furiosa prequel was in the works, but there's a catch. Theron won't be returning for the Mad Max spinoff, meaning her iconic role will be recast. Earlier this year, names such as Jodie Comer and Anya Taylor-Joy were reportedly being considered to star, and now Mad Max cast is starting to round into shape. Not only has Miller found the new Furiosa, a couple of other high-profile actors have signed on as well. I guess the story here is basically this recast. Now, I think that I pretty much agree when they say here that Furiosa became an instant audience favorite, with many considering her to be the real star of the road. And then they said before, thanks to Theron's memorable performance. So I remember this chick from The Witch, and she was good in The Witch. It was a very different character than Furiosa, obviously. So it's kind of hard to gauge how she'd be. Now I'm already pretty sour on prequels. I'm not really a big prequel fan. I like a sequel. Even then, I'm usually kind of like, I don't know. But I mean, Mad Max is a franchise. You know, it's a prequel. It fucking kind of keeps going. I mean, like, prequels don't have to be bad, but sometimes I feel like it sucks the tension out because there's really no risk of the character dying or something.
You, TJ. Prequels no good.
Well, the problem is that I know, there's no possibility of they could kill off this fucking character,
Yeah, you kind of know. There's things If Furiosa's obviously, you're like, no matter what she gets into, you're not going to be like, well, they're going to get her. I mean,
now, she was missing an arm in the movie, right? So if we see her with two arms in this movie, we know, at some point in this movie, she's going to lose her fucking arm. So that's spoiled. I mean, there's too many built-in spoilers with a prequel for me a lot of times, but
I can understand that. I don't really mind them.
Yeah.
As long as the prequel's done good, as long as it adds to the story of a movie that I liked, I'm willing to,
Yeah, I mean, that's fair enough. And I mean, I'm not totally against it.
We covered this on the Longest Wait episode for movies and stuff. So I mean, hey, as long as it gets made and it's made, is George Miller going to direct it?
I mean, he's obviously involved considering he's confirming it. He's pretty old. I don't know if he's still capable of directing. But, I didn't think he was in 2015 either, but then he fucking came out with Fury Road, and I was like, oh, shit, okay, I guess he is.
Well, yeah, I hope that, honestly, I mean, this is cool, but I really hope there's a follow-up to Fury Road. But I just don't know. I mean, she had so much time to work on.
Yeah, and well, the other thing, too, concept. Is other thing about this that I mean, this recasting is like kind of a bummer because Charlize Theron was so good in that role. And,
I mean,
I agree.
You can't really have her play a younger version of herself, though.
Right. I mean, obviously she can't. Yeah, especially not 5 years later. But I mean, I just kind of wish that they were going the sequel route and kind of continuing her story at some point in the future rather than visiting the past of the character. But
I mean, the thing they set up with the Fury Road, though, I think it would be interesting to see a prequel. I'm not necessarily against a prequel because I mean, I think there's so much interesting stuff we can find out about.
I mean, I'm never against any sort of, if I can take a little foray into the Mad Max wasteland, I'm always down for that trip. So yeah, I mean, I'm still excited about it. And if George Miller is directing, I'm more excited about it.
And the movie has Christ in it, so I mean,
right? I mean, Christ Hemsworth is in the fucking thing, so that's gonna be fun. All right, so on to some fucking.
Woo!
So that was my two lighthearted stories to kind of like ease us in, but now we're gonna go into the real shit. It's all. There's like a giant block of horrible shit now. So just, there you go.
Great.
What's more horrible from the perspective you want humanity to succeed and live relatively carefree lives?
Well, I mean, like,
it's
horrible.
You want humanity to suffer.
It's horrible from the perspective of, do you live on the planet currently? If you do, this is probably not going to be the best.
Think about the lush wildlife that could live here in 10 million years, TJ. They won't be worried about a wildfire that happened 10 million years ago. So from that perspective, it's great.
Fair enough. California braces for renewed fire threat from windy weather. Dry, windy weather posed an extreme wildfire risk Wednesday in Northern California, where massive blazes already have destroyed hundreds of homes and killed or injured dozens of people. The National Weather Service issued a red flag warning for extreme fire danger from 5 a.m. Through Friday morning, with bone-dry humidity and wind gusts possibly hitting 55 miles per hour. Pacific Gas and Electric warned it may cut power Wednesday evening to as many as 54,000 customers in 24 counties. The renewed dangerous weather conditions developed as most of the huge fires that erupted over the past 8 weeks have been fully or significantly contained, and skies once stained orange by smoke were blue again. Preemptive electricity cuts are a strategy aimed at preventing fires from being started by damaged power lines that have been damaged or knocked down amid high winds.
They were never maintained by the company.
We really view it as a last resort option, said Mark Quinlan, the company's incident commander. The utility has also deployed generators and other measures to keep electricity flowing in some areas that might lose power during the outage, Quinlan said. About 33,000 homes and businesses could begin to lose power at 6 p.m., mainly in the Sierra Nevada foothills and northern San Francisco Bay Area, followed by 21,000 other customers 2 hours later in other portions of the Sierras and in the Bay Area, along with portions of California's Central Coast, PG&E said. The figures for affected customers range from more than 11,300 in Butte County, probably Butte actually, 6,000 in Santa Cruz County, and around 5,400 customers in Alameda County to just 10 in Yolo County.
Oh, dude, that's where you're going to live, Yolo County.
Yolo!
You only live once.
So basically, the gist of the story is that, these fires that just started to get under control are now threatening due to these conditions to flare up once again when we've already had the worst wildfires
until they enter their rainy season. I'm sorry to interrupt you, TJ, but until they enter their rainy season in California, they have no chance of these fires being put out.
Yeah, that's true. That's just been the truth in the past in California. I'll tell you this. There's not much left around where I'm from to burn. So if these wildfires do crop up, I can take at least comfort in knowing that there's really no timber within 2,000 miles of my hometown and my parents. So, but yeah, this just means bad news, not only for the people that live up in these foothills, but the real tragedy of this is the medical tragedy that's going to happen as a result of all this smoke sitting in the valley forever.
Right.
It's almost impossible to trace the human damage that's been done already by these fires.
I mean, the air quality has been the worst in the world for months.
How many people with pre-existing respiratory conditions have ended up in the hospital and died as a result of the bad air there? How many people have developed respiratory conditions and are now seeking treatment for that because of this?
Oh, it's massive damage.
There's no way to know. There's no way to know how many billions of dollars that is, and that's not even including. Yeah, go ahead.
They've done studies on this, and it kills like hundreds of thousands of people a year die from like heart disease and other diseases associated with these very poor air quality. So, I mean, you're right. It's going to kill hundreds of thousands of people that live in this area, ultimately. Or at least be a contributing factor.
Yeah.
But there is hope.
You especially, Paul, because you have a personal connection to that part of the country. So it's different for you. You know, like we're talking about from an academic sense, like you have family members, tons of your family live there. So,
right.
Meet LA's firefighting robots. RS3 can battle flames too dangerous for humans. With its bright yellow armored body, grippy tank-like treads, plow nose, and water cannon, the Los Angeles Fire Department's latest piece of equipment looks more like a Star Wars sidekick than a firefighting assistant. But this mini robot tanker is an inferno buster that pack a powerful punch of water or foam and can go where firefighters otherwise can't. The LAFD on Tuesday became the first fire department in the nation to acquire the Robotic Systems 3, a droid on steroids. I hate whoever wrote this article. LAFD Chief Ralph Terrazas said firefighters put their lives on. I understand what firefighters do. Fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, we understand.
11 some firefighters were injured because they fucking had to do shit that was dangerous. Right. Now firefighters can use RS3, a safer alternative in battling potentially explosive blazes, and it allows the department to get inside a burning building when humans could not dare enter safely. I can afford to lose one of these wonderful machines. I cannot afford to lose a firefighter, Terraza said, admiring the control pad that remotely operates the firefighting drone. On Tuesday morning, as flames engulfed a pair of industrial textile buildings in downtown LA, firefighters did not enter alone. RS3 rode shotgun for the first time. So they've already introduced this thing into actual operations. As more than 130 firefighters battled the blaze, the droid got its first run maneuvering inside a fire so dangerous that department officials pulled crews from within. Terraza said it used it plow. Man, whoever wrote this article was fucking smoking crack.
It's bots.
It's a robo article, dude.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think the robot would know not to do this. Plow front end to push its way into the burning structure. The robotic vehicle, the size of a smart car, can turn on a dime and fit through a set of double doors. So, yeah.
I see.
Just a little firefighting robot.
I mean, that's awesome, honestly. I mean, to be able to get into those buildings and potentially save more lives and, battle these fires and not at the cost of a human life or save more human lives, that's definitely a positive development. So, I mean, and obviously this part of the country is going to need shit like technology like this and innovations like that to battle obviously persistent threat. Unless it's in its rainy season, there's just not a chance. I mean, LA and a lot of California are going to be battling fires constantly. And it's just a fact of life now. I don't see any other way to look at it.
LA in particular is really in trouble if these wildfires spread to certain areas, because LA is huge, as you guys know, having lived there. And incorporates tons of foothill timbered areas in its outskirts and suburbs and shit. So like Valencia, California, where Magic Mountain is, that's almost entirely in the foothills in a timbered area.
Yeah.
And that whole fucking shit could burn. You know what I mean? That whole town could burn.
Yeah, Santa Clarita.
Yep. Santa Clarita, yep. All of the high foothill kind of suburbs that are on the valley foothill, area. They're all in fucking the path of this shit. And Scotty's absolutely right. Until California gets its rainy season, which is up in the air, by the way, because California's is in the midst of a drought, so their rainy season might not even be enough to stop this shit.
Their rainy season might be like, rainy season is scheduled for 2028. It's like, who fucking knows?
The worst part is looking at the stuff from climate scientists. I mean, they're saying that California is more than likely going to experience about 90 years of drought.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? No, look, obviously no one can tell you what's going to happen, but the predictions for California right now are extremely negative as far as the ecological collapse. I mean, it's bad everywhere, but California, as far as this is concerned, it's not looking good.
Yeah, that's why we need to get artificial weather control.
Yep.
Yeah, that's about the only solution. If you're talking about that, yeah. Let's just get the weather net from the Next Generation in Star Trek universe. Yeah, then we'll be fine.
Cue the 7 a.m. rain and the 7 p.m. rain, you know?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Well, good job, Louisiana. You done it. You done it, Louisiana. You done it again. Trans homicides reach tragic milestone with Louisiana woman's death.
Oh, this is from Taylor's neck of the woods. Shreveport. Yeah. Not doing too good.
2020 is officially the deadliest year on record for transgender Americans, with the death of a Shreveport, LA resident, Brooklyn Deshauna Smith, being the 32nd reported homicide. Smith was found dead in her apartment Wednesday afternoon, having suffered at least one gunshot wound, the Shreveport Times reports. She was 20 years old. Investigators are working to determine if gender identification was a factor in her death. Shreveport Police Sergeant Angie Wilhite said, according to local TV station KSLA. Shreveport police asked that anyone with information call detectives at 318. Well, there's a number on the screen. You can see it. Or the main number. There's numbers, blah, blah, blah. There's for tips. Until this year, 2017 was the deadliest year for trans Americans since media activists began keeping records, with 31 homicides reported. The actual figure for any given year is likely higher, given that many trans people are misgendered or dead named by police and media, or their deaths are not reported at all. More accurate reporting may be responsible for some increase in the numbers, but in any case, it's clear that there's an epidemic of violence against trans people, especially black women. The figure of 32 homicides in 40 weeks represents one every 9 days. The Human Rights Campaign noted since HRC began tracking trans homicides in 2013, it has documented 197, with 2/3 of victims being black women and more than 60% involving gun violence. HRC President Alfonso David issued a statement calling Smith's death a tragic milestone. He continued, each person was ripped from their family, their friends, their community by an act of senseless violence driven by bigotry and transphobia and inflamed by the rhetoric of those who oppose our progress. So good job, Louisiana. I should have known when I covered a similar story like a week or two ago that you would be the one to fucking break this record. You know,
gotta love Louisiana.
Yeah,
man.
Love it. Good job. You done
what
it.
a place.
You done it, Louisiana.
You
done it.
You know, people say the rhetoric thing, and I'm sure that doesn't have a positive impact, but there's a lot of deep-seated issues with this stuff to begin with. So it's not like you have to dig far to find someone that's willing to to murder someone just simply because of their gender identity. You don't have to go very far.
I want to murder you because of your gender identity, Scotty.
It's sadly fucking common. Like, it's sadly common for these women to be engaged sometimes as prostitutes or whatever, and then for men to fuck them and then kill them out of their own homophobia or guilt or whatever the fuck it is.
Whatever it is.
About getting off on somebody that isn't the gender identity they think they're supposed to be attracted to.
Or just feeling like I'm being tricked or something.
Well, TJ, I'm very fortunate that you said my gender identity and that no one gives a shit. I'm a cishet white male, TJ. Punish me. Flagellate me now.
Scotty,
no one cares about me.
You know you were born Scottina. Come on.
Oh, okay.
You know it. I'm sorry to
Well, I mean, I feel bad for you because even I was born Scottina, dude, I got a bigger dick than you do. So I don't know how that played out.
Brutal.
Right?
That's harsh.
Brutal. I was putting.
I guess my clit dick is bigger than your regular dick, TJ.
Yeah, it happens a lot. It happens to me all the time.
Yeah, you know, these things happen, dude.
It's okay.
I have seen some clits bigger than TJ's dick before. Not to go too far.
So have I.
I've seen some enormous fucking clits, dude.
I mean,
they exist. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
The internet has showed me the fucking glory of the Lord, and there's some people out there with clits that fucking put my dick to shame, dude.
Oh yeah, I agree. What are you eating, Paul?
Banana bread.
That's a big ass twist out there,
bread.
That's a big
twist. Like, banana bread all the time. It's like, damn. It's like Paul just loves banana bread.
My girlfriend makes the best fucking banana bread that you've ever tasted, and so I constantly hound her until she makes it again. You know?
Oh, I see.
Paul's like a crackhead.
Go slave away in the kitchen. Make me more banana bread.
You got any more of that banana bread? You got any more of that banana bread?
Straight from TJ's butthole to your mouth.
But yeah, so I mean, this continues to happen. I don't know what anybody can actually do about it.
We covered this week in, week out. This just seems like it's just a trend that's not going anywhere.
Overdose deaths rise, driven by illegal opioids and the pandemic.
I can't imagine why.
So, you know, as we already know, opioid deaths were already sky high, but now they're just getting sky higher, I guess.
Well, we actually had a reduction or a sort of a plateau in them. So this is
that's over. Drug overdoses in the
pandemic.
United States appear to be worsening in part due to the coronavirus pandemic. In 2016, the opioid crisis rose to near the top of the national agenda. Both President Trump and Hillary Clinton pledged to tackle the crisis, yet the problem has been less of a factor in the 2020 campaign, even though the evidence suggests it has gotten worse. Preliminary Centers for Disease Control and Prevention data shows that overdose deaths rose about 5.6% in 2019 to 71,148. The increase follows a decline of 4.1 in overdose deaths in 2018. The apparent increase in 2019 likely resulted from changes in the illegal drug market. Private sector and government efforts to limit abuse of prescription opioids succeeded in lowering overdose deaths in 2018, said Kenneth Leonard, director of the Clinical and Research Institute on Addictions at the University of Buffalo. But now the use of illegal opioids is likely driving overall deaths back up.
Give me a break.
This may be the result of heroin, fentanyl, and methamphetamines becoming more available in areas of the country that have been largely spared until recently, Leonard said. We saw a shift starting a few years ago when drug dealers began selling very potent fentanyl products that are relatively cheap to produce, said Dr. Wilson Compton, deputy director at the Federal National Institute on Drug Abuse. The potency of fentanyl makes it an easier drug, easier to smuggle because only small amounts are needed to achieve a high, but the potency also makes fentanyl more lethal. The pandemic also seems to have worsened the problem. The Overdose Detection Mapping Application Program, a federal initiative that collects data from ambulance teams, hospitals, and police, found that overdose death jumped 18% in March from the previous March. April and May even saw an even sharper increases of 29% and 42% respectively. So we're not talking about a little jump here.
This is such a
When the 2020 numbers are fully in, if these numbers are correct here, if this is not just a cause, this might just be improvements in reporting, I guess. But if this is like an accurate reflection of the picture on the ground, then we might see a huge. I mean, that's a gigantic fucking spike. I mean, 42% is fucking insane.
Well, this type of drug abuse is escapism, and people have a lot to escape right now. So. Yeah. You know, it's a sad statistic, but not at all fucking shocking to me.
No, it's absolutely not. Especially like doing this show, you really realize what all the shit people really do have to escape from too.
It's like Paul's right. It's escapism. It's total fucking despair for the conditions in this country. And it's a totally failed drug policy. It's saying we would rather have 70,000, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000 corpses from people ODing on drugs. So I'm not saying every one of those can be prevented. But we'd rather have that than a sane drug policy that deals with drugs in a rational way. We'd rather have morgues fucking filled to the brim and have to bring out tractor trailers to keep the bodies than admit our drug policies are total and utter objectively failed policies. We read these numbers. That's 70,000 fucking people that are dead from drug overdose, guys.
They're dead from drug overdose, but really, in my opinion, they're dead from at least a majority of them are dead from piss poor drug policy. And the reason that reason that drug policy doesn't change is because of police unions. Police unions are the biggest proponents of harsh drug laws, of course, because it means that they're constantly getting more funding to fight the war on drugs, right along with their sister fucking union, the correctional officers union, who they get paid more. Their jobs are more secure the more people they have piled into penitentiaries. So it doesn't behoove either the cops or the fucking penitentiary people to actually address this problem. The opposite is true. It's better for them with 100,000 people a year dying of drug overdoses, because of those that didn't die, that means that a bunch of them are in the system now.
Oh yeah.
And that translates to dollars for them. So
just a shame, man.
Just the way it is. I mean, people ask me why I want to get the fuck out of this fucking country, dude. This is why.
No,
it's insane. Like we not only do we lack a sane drug policy, we have an insane drug policy, and my entire life.
That's a good point.
White Michigan man accused of attacking black teen with bike lock, yelling, "Black lives don't matter."
Fuck me.
The man is charged with federal hate crime over attack on an 18-year-old that knocked out several of his teeth and broke his jaw.
Oh.
A white man in Michigan faces a federal hate crime charge for allegedly attacking a black teenager with a bike lock, knocking out several of his teeth and breaking his jaw, yelling, "Black lives don't matter," among other racial slurs.
Well, obviously that's what he believes. I mean, he's a fucking psycho, dude.
Lee Muat, 42, was charged in the Eastern District of Michigan with assaulting Devin Freelon, 18, because of the teen's race, the U.S. Department of Justice announced Tuesday. The incident occurred on June 6th when Muat was, with his family, confronted a group of black teens he didn't know, including Freelon, in a parking lot at Sterling State Park, about 37 miles south of Detroit. The federal criminal complaint alleges, assuming a racial slur, Muat told the teens they don't belong on this beach, the complaint said. Witnesses said they heard Muat say that he would bash their heads if Freelon and his friends didn't lower their music, and heard him scream, "Black lives don't matter," the complaint said. One witness said Muat repeatedly called the group N-word, according to the complaint. Another witness said Muat also called the teens monsters, said he wanted to hit them with his cooler, and said, "I wish someone would say something to me so I can beat them." Muat approached them, and Muat and the young men began yelling at each other, according to the complaint. Muat walked to his vehicle and retrieved a chain bike lock, returned to the group of young men and struck one of them in the jaw with the bike lock. Freelon, who was a high school student at the time, according to NBC Detroit affiliate WDIV, suffered a fractured jaw and lost several teeth in the attack, the Justice Department said in a news release Tuesday. Muat had previously been arraigned on June 9th by a county judge on state charges of ethnic intimidation, assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than murder, and assault with a dangerous weapon for the attack, according to NBC Detroit affiliate WDIV. He has not yet entered a plea in the state case and was being held in Monroe County Jail as of Wednesday morning with a pretrial hearing scheduled for October 30th. Muat has yet to appear before a judge for the federal charge. NBC News reached out to Muat's lawyers by phone on Wednesday morning, but did not immediately receive a response.
So let me go ahead and make some assumptions here so that I can go on the rant that I desperately need to go on in response to this story.
Sounds good.
I'm going to go ahead and make the assumption that the story as presented here is true, that this man, in an unprovoked manner, decided that he was going to bust a teenager in the face with a bike lock.
Yeah.
Okay. So when this guy goes to trial, he will probably end up in jail. He'll probably end up serving some jail for a hate crime and assault with a deadly weapon and yada yada. They'll probably throw the book at this motherfucker, right?
Sure.
And he'll serve his time, and he'll come out, and he will not have learned his lesson. The only way a person like this will learn his lesson is if you get biblical on them. A good old eye for an eye and a good old tooth for a tooth is what people like this need. So he knocked a bunch of teeth out of this kid's mouth. Well, you really want to make sure that this dude learns that he not only can't do that, but that it's wrong to do that. He should be gaffled up, have a sack thrown over his head, be taken to some undisclosed location, and when that sack is pulled off of his head, he should be tied to a pole in the middle of a room, surrounded by young black men. And those young black men should each be wielding a bike lock. And they can work it out amongst themselves which one of them wants to make the strike. And they should bust his fucking teeth out. But that's not good enough, because that will just engender more hate in him towards the black people, right? And that's not what I'm trying to do. So what I want to happen after his jaw and teeth are broken is I want him to get the best of medical care. bunch of implants, get his jaw wired shut, get him all nice and healthy again. And then the day he's ready to come out of the hospital, when he stands up to get out of the hospital bed, throw a sack over his head, take him to a little fucking place out in the middle of nowhere. And when the sack comes off, he's surrounded by a bunch of black kids with bike locks, and they bust his face again. How about that? What do you want to bet? That the lesson is learned at that point. And guess what the expense is to the taxpayer? Not 10 years of housing this fucking racist shit so that he can end up in jail joining the fucking
neo-Nazis.
Joining the Nazis, getting even more violent, and coming back out feeling like he did something good. How much do you want to bet after having his face busted twice? This motherfucker never raises his voice or his hand to a black person again. And if he still harbors any stupid, one-tooth, redneck, racist bullshit thought, I bet he keeps it to him motherfucking self after that. There you go.
Well, one would hope so. Yeah, I mean, this just reeks of someone that is dissatisfied with their life. So it's, someone is a little bit different from me. They don't need to be on my beach. They don't need to play their loud music. I mean, this guy was looking. This guy picked a fight. He was looking for a fight, and he got one. And then, of course, he had a weapon. And, of course, he did more damage. He had a fucking goddamn lock, and he hit someone in the face with it. I mean, this is just someone who's unhinged and unhappy with their own life and taking on everyone around them. You know, it's just the fucking easiest fucking goddamn trick in the book.
I think this guy was this dude was just fucking following the lead of Joe Biden, dude.
Oh, Joe Biden?
They're getting uppity. Better go get a length of chain and do like Joe Biden done to Corn Pop, you know?
But you know what? Joe Biden says in that story, even TJ, they apologized to Corn Pop.
Well, you know, after he fucking broke this kid's jaw, he looked down at him fucking as he was bleeding from the mouth and shit, and he was like,
you know what? He was sorry.
You know what?
Sorry you made me do this by being
black. You know
what?
I'm sorry about that. I had to do it, but I'm sorry.
This is exactly what's going to happen to this guy. He's going to get to jail. He's probably going to be scared out of his life. He's going to be sitting on the yard alone. And then all of a sudden, a bunch of burly white dudes are going to walk up to him and be like, "Hey there, Aryan brother. One of our boys pulled your docket, and good job with those jungle bunnies, man. Listen, you gotta fucking stick with your own in here, man. Come with us. We'll make sure that you're protected." And he's just going to get reinforced that taking a bike lock to an 18-year-old was the right thing for him to do. And when he comes out, he's probably going to do worse.
He's going to come out with a fucking swastika tattoo on his fucking his new prison pecs and shit, you know?
Bust this motherfucker's face open twice. And make it known that that's now the hate crime fucking sentencing. You don't get to go to jail anymore. You don't get to go to Club Fed where you get to turn into a more hardened criminal. You just get your face busted just like you did to the person. And because you're not going to learn the first time, you get it done twice. You make that known that that's the punishment, I bet hate crimes drop.
Damn, dude. Tyrant Paul. I never realized you had it in you, Paul.
I did.
You didn't?
You shall be hung by your
I was just saying, like, how the fuck did you not know Paul had that
from your body?
Like,
the dance on hot coals for our pleasure, and then till taken to time, then beheaded, your body drawn and quartered, your entrails pulled from your body. It's like, damn, dude.
To be honest with you, I think my proposition is better than this fuck deserves. You know what I mean? I think it's mercy.
Oh, damn.
It probably is better than what he deserves.
Paul grants you mercy. The crowd be like, oh, thank God, Paul's granting me mercy.
The mercy of having your face busted by a fucking bike lock twice.
Navy SEAL attacks Trump for tweeting QAnon Bin Laden body double conspiracy. I know who I killed. Former Navy SEAL, famous for his role in killing Osama bin Laden, has criticized the president for promoting a conspiracy theory that the former Taliban leader is still alive and a body double was shot. Which, yeah, Trump actually did that, I guess. Robert O'Neill, who claims to be the one who shot, one who actually shot and killed bin Laden during the raid in 2011, posted a series of tweets attacking the president and those who believe the claim. Very brave men said goodbye to their kids to go kill Osama bin Laden. We were given the order by President Obama, O'Neill treated. It was not a body double. Thank you, Mr. President. In a follow-up joke, he added, shit, I just found out that I killed Osama bin Johnson. Drinks are on me, I guess.
What the fuck, dude?
You know, you got to find a little humor in any situation. How dare you say I didn't kill the man I killed, you son of a bitch. Oops, actually, turns out I did kill the wrong motherfucker. Sorry. In response to one account, O'Neill wrote, I know who I killed, homie, every time. And then here's another one. I don't know what this fucking... The right. Oh, my God, you killed a body double. Me. And he's like drinking a drink or whatever. I guess that's a meme. I don't know.
Whatever. Like, I don't think that the president of the United States should be engaging in a rank conspiracy theory here, but the way that this Osama bin Laden shit happened, if that's not fertile ground for the conspiratorial mind, I don't know. No pictures of the body. The body was unceremoniously wrapped up and dumped into the ocean before it could be examined. And any proof that he ever existed, let alone fucking died at the hands of this guy or whoever, because it says he's the one that claims to have killed Osama bin Laden. Well, is there somebody else that claims it too? I don't know. Why can't that be confirmed?
They made propaganda, like a propaganda film, right around the time it came out that showed like what happened. It was like, oh, we know what happened.
So they were real shady about this whole fucking operation,
right? Which whenever that kind of shit happened, I mean, like the second they threw the motherfucker in the ocean, I'm like, well, we're never going to have any closure on this now.
No,
I mean, we probably would. I mean,
like it's inconceivable why they would do that. It's absolutely inconceivable that the American government would take the most wanted man in the history of the American government and not snap a picture of his corpse and not like examine his corpse or have any proof outside of the military that he was ever engaged, let alone killed.
Well, they claim they have all that shit, Paul, but it's all classified.
Right. Why would it be? Why is it classified? He's dead, right?
Yeah.
What's classified about it? Why was
the operation was live streamed?
Like, why would his dead body be classified? Like, I get, like, maybe not showing the fucking helmet cam footage or something because you don't want to show tactics and shit, but why could you not just lay his corpse out and take a picture of it so that people can know he's dead?
We got him. Here he is. He's dead. You know, the thing is, like, they were, I forget what the rationale was for the ocean thing. I think it was something about, like, we don't want to martyr him or whatever the fuck. It's like you martyred him the moment you killed him. So,
yeah.
Like, that was just going to happen no matter what.
And further martyred him by denying him an actual fucking Muslim burial and dumping his body into the ocean.
Right.
So, yeah, you actually inflamed the tensions rather than cooling them with that. So that's a bullshit excuse. And they know that. I'm a dumb fucking stoner, and I know that. I'm a dumb fucking stoner, and I know that Muslims are very particular about how a body is treated.
So,
and
let's see what this...
wrapped up in a sheet and thrown in the water is not part of the fucking ritual.
So here's this particular version of the conspiracy theory. This is a QAnon one. Claims bin Laden's body double was actually killed in the raid, and then Biden then ordered a Navy SEAL helicopter to be shot down in order to stop the truth from coming out. As noted by the Daily Beast, Trump's retweet of the outlandish claims marks what is perhaps the president's strangest brush yet with far right-wing conspiracy. So,
cool.
Yeah, I mean,
conspiracy theories are dumb, dude. Like, whatever. Like, have a conspiracy theory if you want, but these ones are just retarded.
So here would be if I was going to do a conspiracy theory about the bin Laden thing, I would say they're not going to fake his death if they don't know for fact he's dead, or that he's like or they have him like in prison somewhere or something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course.
Because like they're not going to fucking say he's dead and then have him like pop back up because then they look like fucking morons. So they're not going to do that.
So here's what actually dead, or
Bin Laden was sick and he was on dialysis and shit. You know, so I feel like maybe the motherfucker just died of natural causes, and they're like, "Fuck, maybe we can use this as an opportunity to fucking claim we fucking did some heroic, rah rah, yay America, fucking bullshit, and we went in there and got him." You know,
yep,
that'd be my guess if I was to guess at some kind of conspiracy. But yeah, this one's kind of fun though. You know, we killed his body double. We're so embarrassed. Oh no, what are we going to do? How are we going to cover this up? I know, we'll fucking shoot down that Navy SEAL helicopter and kill those Navy SEALs so that they can't tell nobody.
Well, how do they explain him not being around then? He doesn't want to be?
Yeah, bin Laden's just like, well, they gave me an out, so I'll just fucking lay low.
What Dude, what better mic drop moment could Bin Laden have if he wasn't actually dead than be like, we have killed Bin Laden, hurrah, hurrah, than him appear in the video and be like, you didn't kill shit, bitch.
Dude, if the jihadis were smart, they would have had Bin Laden film about 2,000 videos, each one of them showing him holding up a different date. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Into the future. Like, so that he could constantly, he could always be alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dumbass jihadis.
Yeah, they suck. They're no good at their jobs. But yeah,
I could do a better job.
Think about if we were fucking just chilling. Everything's fine. Nothing's fine. It's horrible. It's 2020. But, everything's as fine as it is. And then all of a sudden, the Statue of Liberty gets blown up or something. Oh my God, the Statue of Liberty has been destroyed or whatever. And then Bin Laden comes back out and he's like, ha ha! You thought you got me, didn't you? Nope.
I am here. I have destroyed your statue. I'm coming for your Disneyland next.
Yeah, leave Disneyland alone, Bin Laden, please, please.
He's a madman.
Trump shared a picture mocking Joe Biden as a nursing home resident as polls find seniors abandoning the president. Ooh, that headline rhymes. So here's the tweet, and it's actually pretty funny, to be honest. To be fair.
Let's see it.
We gonna load? Let's
loading.
Keep them dogging loading. All right.
Yeah, I saw this.
Biden for president.
It's a bad Photoshop job.
And for some reason, they Photoshopped Biden's head onto this old dude, but it's pointless because he's already an old dude. There's no fucking point in this. But whatever. So, they slap Biden's head on here. This doesn't make sense. There's a couple reasons why this is a really stupid attack that makes no sense. One, Trump is also really fucking old.
He's 4 years younger than Joe Biden.
You click on the fucking Walmart Trump, dude.
This
Scooter
one?
Trump. Yeah.
It's better. Okay, so to be fair, also, that is a way funnier Photoshop. And in fact, I'm retweeting that, so...
Yeah, I'm gonna retweet it right now too, man. I love it.
Did it retweet? I don't know if it retweeted or not, but whatever. Yeah, I did. Okay,
that's fucking beautiful, man.
That's a very pretty picture. I love it. But anyway,
it's a very stupid attack for Donald Trump.
But the other reason it's stupid is because, of course, Trump has actually been underperforming with old people compared to what he was doing before, at least according to polls. So this is a really, and even if old people vote more than most voting blocks. They have nothing better to do in their lives. Like, young people can be, they can be aloof, they can be disaffected, they can be like, whoa, yesterday was supposed to be voting day. It could be, all that shit. So, but old people, they don't have nothing better to do. They're like, I'm gonna go vote for that clean cut. It's like, whatever. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You should age-based attacks politically. I don't know. Kind of a nonsense. Maybe if Trump was a young dude himself and he was trying to fucking do some kind of age divide shit, but I don't know. This doesn't make no sense to me.
I'm going to vote for that whippersnapper, Bo Biden.
Oh, look at him. He's so young, full of vim and vinegar, the Joe Biden. Look at him. Oh,
his name is Bo Biden, you old coot.
Oh, sorry.
Well, you know what? Look, if you're an old person like Biden, you're like, dude, Biden's fucking, he's Trump Senior. They're probably like, he should treat Bo Biden with more respect.
Back in my day, we used to respect our elders.
This whippersnapper president needs to check his privilege.
Maybe that's the real reason they wanted Joe Biden. They just want they're like, look, we need to guarantee to have all the old fucks vote for us. So
and let's remember too, one of the reasons that Joe Biden won the fucking primaries is because old people showed up in record numbers to go support his fucking old ass.
Yeah.
Literally, it was supposed to be the year that the youth vote showed up big, but actually the voter turnout was up, but it was up amongst the old people. The old people were like, no, I don't want no Bernie Sanders. We got to get Joe Biden in there, by gum.
Not Bernie. Anyone but Bernie. He's a communist. No.
So, like, I don't know, man. I think Trump's playing with fire with this one. Don't fucking piss off the olds, especially if you're trying to win an election. These are the motherfuckers that actually vote. Come on.
Oh, I talked to, like, Mom and Steve, and anyone that's older, I'm like, you guys vote? And they're like, you're voting. I am voting. Like,
I didn't put my life on the line in Korea to just elect a communist here in our own country. We need Bo Biden is what we need.
Well, they also say they also experiencing that cognitive decline, and Joe Biden makes them feel better. Like, look, he's still up there doing a pretty good job.
He stammers just like me, and
I like to, and they're like, he's doing great. Good job.
He's just as rambling and incoherent as I be.
No, he's slightly less, TJ. That's the whole thing. Is like that's like their aspiration at this point. Like, I could be like Joe Biden. I could remember things some of the time. That'd be awesome.
Joe Biden, did you see him in that last debate? He only lost the plot 14 times. I lost it at least 30. The man's sharp as a tack. What the fuck, bro?
Oh, there's some nice dentures on Biden. I wish I could afford a pair like that. I'm still using the wooden ones like George Washington used to use. I remember meeting George Washington as a boy.
I'll be honest with you, that's like the best news I've heard about Biden's chances for winning has been like shit like this. Like, a bunch of old fucks want to vote for Biden. Like, okay, if that's true, then he'll probably win. I mean, but like everything else, like the youth vote will show up or all this other shit's like, whatever, dude. I ain't fucking the youth vote. The unicorn that is.
The ever-receding mirage of the youth vote. There it is, just on the horizon.
I made fun of you when you said that shit, TJ, about Bernie. You're like, the youth vote. I'm like, TJ, if you're hinging shit on the youth vote, I feel real fucking bad for you.
I know.
If you said the old people vote, I've been like, okay, I feel you there.
Bernie should have appealed to the olds.
Young fucks don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck till they're old. They're like, I got nothing better to do now. I'm a middle-aged man or woman. Like, hey, politics. Everyone's talking about that. It's like, that's a fucking thing when you get a little bit older, generally. Not always.
I mean,
Bernie should have done. Bernie should have been like golf carts for all. Like some shit old people like.
Maybe would have won that.
And you know what? You know what always fucking perplexes me every election cycle?
What's that?
I just can't understand why young people wouldn't be invigorated by these candidates that they keep throwing out. I
mean, look at them.
Yeah.
I mean, I
can't understand why young people would want to stop doing whatever they're doing and spend fucking 6 hours listening to these two old toothless men yammer their fucking gums at each other, man. Why don't they want to participate?
What's wrong with you, youth? What's wrong with you? Come on.
Well, like when we were teenagers, guys, remember it's like, hey, two geriatrics are going to go ramble and talk over each other at this debate. You want to watch it?
Hey, PJ. Nope. Hey, PJ, you want to come out and get stoned and maybe bird dog some chicks tonight? Nah, man. I got to stay home and watch Joe Biden and Donald Trump flap their old empty gums at each other, man. Oh, shit, that's tonight? Can I come over and bring all our friends? It's time for some activism. You're right. Get out of here.
I'll bring the fruit punch. Sugar-free, of course. Thousands of Amazon workers demand time off to vote. I haven't heard anything from Amazon about what we can do to make a plan to vote, one Amazon tech worker said. Thousands of Amazon tech workers Tuesday night signed an internal petition urging the company to offer paid time off for its workforce to vote on or before Election Day. While Amazon is the second largest employer in the country, with 1.3 million U.S. workers, including Whole Foods employees, it does not offer paid time off to participate in federal elections. Should just be a national holiday, by the way. More than 1,500 Amazon tech workers added their support to the petition 1 hour after it was launched internally Tuesday morning. By noon, the petition had reached 3.2 thousand supporters. The call is hosted by the company's internal ticketing system, which is used by workers to submit requests and tasks to be completed on the job, like fixing bugs found on a website. it's also used internally as a way for employees to submit requests for changes to company policies like benefits. We are less than a month away from the 2020 U.S. election. I strongly urge the company to provide the entire U.S. employee workforce with a paid/day/shift off that can be used anytime between now and Election Day on November 3rd. The petition, hosted by the company's ticketing system, reads, the additional day/shift must be available to all employees every year. Well, there's not an election every year. Employees who support the call for time off to vote are signing on by adding a +1 to the ticket or leaving a comment of support below the petition. Amazon spokeswoman J.C. Anderson said in an emailed statement that the company has given employees information on how to register to vote and request time off. Oh, thanks for the information, you dumb bitch.
It's almost like, TJ, that these businesses have failed in this regard, and anyone who's a proponent of electoralism should be demanding that there be a law passed, at least in their state or federally, that just gives everyone the day off to go and vote.
I mean, to me, this is just like a no-brainer, especially for a company like Amazon who, like, last I checked, Trump has a hate boner for Jeff Bezos. So Jeff Bezos should definitely want to let his employees off to go work because he.
Let me ask you a question, TJ. Did Jeff Bezos make more money under Obama or Trump?
I mean, he's definitely making more money under Trump, but I don't really think that has anything to do with Trump. I think that's just like the nature of where Amazon.
Oh no, it does for sure.
It has the trajectory of Amazon.
I have to disagree with you mightily there. Trump's done everything, pretty much all the most pro-business policies possible.
He gave Jeff Bezos probably the biggest tax cut he's ever gotten in his life.
Well, that's true.
What are you talking about? Why would he want Trump out? Why would he want to let his probably remarkably leftist fucking workforce get out there and vote?
Come on, we know Joe Biden is not going to crack down on businesses like Amazon at all. I mean, he's going to be just as friendly to them. I mean,
I think there's a good chance that Joe Biden rolls back or reduces some of the tax cuts. And why would Jeff Bezos want to give an extra couple $1 million to the federal government when he doesn't have to?
I guess you're right.
Of course.
I mean, well, like, actions speak louder than words. Undoubtedly. He's clearly that is the position he's taking, because otherwise he would be letting his employees off to vote. I mean, I guess he, this company. Every company in America should be comply. It should just be a federal holiday. First of all, it shouldn't be on a fucking Tuesday. It shouldn't be. No one should be expected to work on those days. Or at least if you are going to work, you need time off to be able to go to the polls and fucking do what you need to do. If you decide you're going to vote, and if you don't,
you want to know,
go home and jerk off. At least go have a beer. I don't know.
Do you want to know something that's sad that's related to fucking Amazon? So my girlfriend used to work at a fulfillment center. She made a tweet the other day that I retweeted about asking people to please boycott Prime Day so that people have time to fucking vote, and so that people during a pandemic aren't having to work fucking 80-hour shifts and shit.
Yeah.
She, as of yesterday, I don't know if there's a bigger one today, was the number 2 trending on the boycott Prime Day hashtag. She has barely any followers.
Right.
So all of these activists and shit on Twitter that are just, Bo Biden, Bo's gonna crush them. They don't have time to fucking boycott this fucking company that abuses their fucking, do they not understand that Jeff Bezos isn't going to do anything like this unless he gets hit in his wallet?
I mean, we heard about that
money from him.
We heard about that protest outside of his house where it was like 60 people or something. Mm-hmm. We were just talking about how imagine if there was thousands of people outside of his house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and even going with the fucking online slacktivism shit. If a good chunk of people would agree to boycott Prime Day, it would send a message. But nobody wants to do that because it would be an inconvenience. Everybody loves Prime Day. That's when you get 10% off your TV. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we can't do that.
Deals like that, Paul.
We can't wait a week. We can't wait a week to make purchases for Amazon to send a message that we don't like you mistreating your employees and not allowing them time to vote.
You know what I've seen today?
Live.
I was just noticing this today driving around. So, and I think I was driving around today because I had some errands to do before the show, and I noticed I noticed 3 delivery trucks riding around that are just Amazon branded. No longer, not FedEx, not UPS, just Amazon. I also saw a giant Amazon branded fucking semi truck driving around.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, this has just cropped up recently around here because it used to be like Amazon shit was delivered by FedEx and UPS and shit. And I'm sure that some of it still is, but like I'm seeing more and more Amazon branded delivery stuff. Like,
oh, dude, they're just like Walmart, dude.
Their shit's everywhere all of a sudden. Like they're taking over. Like this is
taking over. They're not taking over.
I mean, there's still some competitors for Amazon out there, but like, effectively,
like there's competitors for everybody. Are there any fucking viable competitors to Amazon that you can?
No,
think
there's
of
no. I mean, like this is. I mean, like I guess. I mean, you could still consider like the king of the box stores, like a Walmart, a competitor.
Yeah,
to Amazon.
Walmart. Basically, the only other competition they're going to have are other huge companies. But I mean, to the level of Amazon's going, no.
Amazon and look,
shipping and
this
fucking
is
2 days.
It ain't slowing down either.
Shit.
Like this is like Jeff Bezos is going to be rich. I mean, like if we thought we'd fucking witnessed obscene wealth before, like Jeff Bezos, the wealth that Jeff Bezos is going to control is going to be like the wealth of nations.
He's gonna be a trillionaire in 10 years if things keep going the way that they do, and there's a good chance that things increase sharper.
Right,
and he's a trillionaire quicker.
I'm thinking, man. I don't know if I know it's not based on anything but a gut feeling, but I swear he's going to get there quicker.
I do.
I would
too.
not be shocked.
I wouldn't be shocked if he's already there on paper.
Yeah,
somehow. If you know what I mean. If you fucking count all his assets and his liabilities up, I'd be willing to bet that he has access to about $1 trillion worth of funds now. But certainly he'll be on the books as the world's first fucking trillionaire within 10 years. Period.
And it's just like, are we gonna do anything about that? Are we gonna stand?
Are we gonna start trust busting in this country again, or are we just gonna like passively let the robber barons eat up all the competition so that we have one company that does everything?
Right. I mean, hey, AOC, you stood up to Amazon putting a fulfillment center in your city. Maybe start talking about trust busting this fucking company. Maybe talk about breaking this motherfucker up.
Not just this company, the media companies, the news organizations, all of these fucking newspaper companies that are conglomerating under ever larger fucking trusts. These technology companies that continuously buy each other up and buy each other out of the market. The video game industry, which is all being gobbled up by EA and Microsoft.
Break them up. Break these motherfuckers up again. It's time to really start talking about this again. I mean, it's been time, but like this is
time.
It's fucking time, guys.
Like most people,
really
the best time was yesterday. The second best time is now. All right, let's do it.
People don't even know that there's an analog to this in American history. That there was a time when these robber baron fucking corporations got so powerful that you couldn't do business in this country without them taking a little piece of the profit.
Yep.
And eliminating any competition ruthlessly. And the federal government had to step in and break these companies up. And those laws over the last 100 years have been slowly but surely weakened to the point of fucking non-existence. They're doing it again. They've been doing it again. Just like we all got our fucking heads in the sand on this shit, dude. Why do you think you're seeing Amazon trucks everywhere?
Right.
Happenstance?
I mean, we're talking about a day where they're gonna have drones flying around everywhere. They're gonna have trucks flying around everywhere. Not flying, but driving down the streets, vans, trucks, drones. They fucking talk about fucking giant floating fucking fulfillment centers in the sky that are just like distributing goods among the population, like some kind of crazy fucking sci-fi dystopian shit. I mean, like, come on, break it down. It's too big. It's gotten too big. It's too powerful. Break it down. You don't have any democratic say in Amazon. An entity that's not accountable to the people shouldn't fucking exist. That's that big and powerful. Like you can't allow it to rival fucking federal powers. For fuck's sake, you have no say in what Amazon does. You can't allow it to get that powerful. The people are more powerful than Amazon for now. They won't be in 10 years. They won't be in 20 years.
Only just. And
that's what I'm saying.
People that are responsible for this, because a lot of people know that Amazon is a shit fuck company, but man, I love that Prime. I'm guilty of this too.
Me too.
Sure. I order on Amazon all the fucking time.
Especially since the pandemic started.
I mean, yeah, what else are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go to a store and risk getting COVID, or I could just order this and have it in 2 days.
Right.
And
every time you do, Jeff Bezos is just like, ooh, I got a little richer. My money pile just keeps growing exponentially. Look at it go.
Well, back in the 90s, it was like buy online, you're crazy. Then in the early 2000s, more and more people like, oh, okay, well, you can do it safely. And then just every year, people have gotten more and more into it. And then we have a pandemic, and it just accelerates the timeline. Because this is always going to be a reality. I mean, the point is, a lot of people increasingly are never going to actually go to a store to shop. There's probably people that were totally changed over to that. But I think increasingly you're just going to see that happen, because what's the fucking point? If you can literally have almost anything you want delivered to you within a day or immediately, like Amazon in some cities, like when we lived in Washington, you get stuff same day. Like, oh, order that. Yeah, we'll have it to you that day. So then it becomes a point of like, should I even, who gives a shit? If they have a fulfillment center right up the street, I can get that within an hour. There's almost no difference between me going and buying it from a store, if I know that I want that product, than me actually going to the store. It just seems like a burden to me then. I mean, they've just mastered these logistics so well in certain areas, and they're just increasing that footprint. Like, the reason you're seeing those Amazon trucks is because there's not enough coverage in this area. So they've said, you know what, FedEx, these other companies, they're not going to give the resources that we're going to give to get to these consumers faster. And if we can do it faster, they're going to order more, because we've done studies that show that the faster these people get the product, the more they're going to buy. So it's just like they've mastered this shit. And you guys are right. If they go unchecked, they'll just gobble fucking pretty much everything up. There maybe will be one or two token competitors, like Walmart and Target merged, and now they're a company. Now they're another huge megacorp that's just doing the same shit.
Targmart, I don't know.
Dude, let me read you a little something here.
Sure, go ahead. Then after that, it's time for the plebs to go.
Of course. So working with the increase in Bezos' net worth, you can calculate what he makes per second this year.
Okay.
Jeff Bezos has added $67.4 billion to his net worth just in 2020 alone.
Right.
As of August 12th. So this is a little older. I'm sure he's had quite a few more. Over a span of roughly 7.5 months. He's making about $8.99 billion a month, or $2.25 billion a week this year. Breaking that amount down, Bezos is making $320 million a day, $13.4 million an hour, and $220,804 a minute, and $3,715 a second.
Yeah.
24 hours a day, every day.
Because, in a country where we see homeless tent cities, one person definitely deserves to control that much wealth.
Yeah,
that's definitely justified for one person to control that. He earned it. He earned that kind of wealth, you guys.
Well, that's all you're going to hear. Oh, you want to take his money away, TJ? Where does it end and where does it start?
I'll tell you.
Take money, but
you know where it ends? Somewhere fucking reasonable is where it ends. It ends where a guy like Jeff Bezos, who creates some innovative shit and creates a company that obviously we all find useful, it ends with that guy getting reasonably compensated for what he's done. It doesn't end with him more wealthy than nations. It doesn't end with him more wealthy than legions, okay?
He's already got more personal money than the gross domestic product of a number of smaller nations put together.
That should not... it shouldn't be. It can't be. If you allow that, you're just like, you're asking you're asking for the destruction of the entire fucking world. And you're getting it. You're getting it. You know what you really ordered on Amazon? The destruction of everything that you know and love. Okay? So, fucking, I don't know, break it up. Do something. Just throwing it out there. All right, plebs, get out.
Gotta subscribe on Patreon for the rest of the show. If you don't, then it means that your mama is a dirty hoe. Yes, you need to subscribe, damn pleb. Goddamn pleb.